3. Page 23. Read. Exercise 2. Read and listen to the text.
The origin of inspiration. How are discoveries made? We can learn a lot about the origins of inspiration from the famous account of Archimedes' eureka moment in his monumental discovery in 260 BC. As the story goes, the king of Syracuse had commissioned a goldsmith to make an elaborate golden crown. The goldsmith was known for his great skill, and indeed, he crafted a fine crown for the king. However, the king was suspicious by nature, and he suspected that the goldsmith may have mixed silver with the gold used in the crown. Believing he had been charged too much for the crown, the king asked Archimedes to assist him in proving his case. Could Archimedes confirm the king's suspicions? Archimedes knew that he would be rewarded considerably for finding the answer and safe from trouble with the king, so long as he did not damage the crown in finding the truth. The easiest way to prove whether the crown was pure gold would be to melt the crown into a block and measure its density, as gold is more dense than silver. But this was out of the question. Melting the crown would destroy it. Archimedes was frustrated. He faced setback after setback. He found that constantly thinking about the problem exacerbated his frustration. So he decided to do something different. Take a long, warm bath. Archimedes believed that he could overcome his lack of inspiration provided that he relaxed and allowed a breakthrough to emerge. So Archimedes filled his tub with water, and as he lowered himself into it, the water level rose, and some of the water spilled over the top of the tub and onto the floor. In an instant, Archimedes realized the significance of this. He could measure the volume of the king's crown by submerging it in a tub of water. When the crown was put in the water level would rise as the crown displaced it. The shape of the crown was irrelevant, and more importantly, putting the crown under water would not damage it. The submerged crown would displace an amount of water equal to its own volume. Archimedes worked out that by dividing the mass of the crown by the volume of water displaced, the density of the crown could be calculated. If cheaper and less dense metals such as silver had been added, the density of the crown would be lower than the density of gold. In an instant, Archimedes leapt from the tub, shouting, "Eureka! Eureka!" or "I found it! I found it!" This incident provides some insight into an important ingredient for inspiration: relaxation. Intelligence alone was not enough to enable Archimedes to solve his problem. He needed something else to make his discovery, specifically the relaxation a warm bath offered. He needed to take a break from thinking. This story shows that relaxation and knowledge go hand in hand when it comes to inspiration. If Archimedes hadn't watched the water flow over the top of his bathtub, he probably wouldn't have realized that he could find the crown's purity by measuring its density. Conversely, someone who did not have Archimedes' mathematical and scientific expertise would have watched the water flow onto the floor without coming to any conclusion at all.